what makes the Delmarva area so unique are the individuals that make up all the incredible and incredibly different communities that call this area home. On CoastLife, part of our job is to unearth some of those hidden gems and introduce you to. Today, we're going to be diving into a Japanese art form known as Gyotaku with local artist Robby Chin.
The desire to capture emotions, tell stories, or even document history all feel like a pull from one of the many threads that make us human, including the desire to document your catch of the day. Before photography was readily accessible, fishermen in Japan had their own art form to create a beautifully rendered piece to honor their catch through the process of Gyotaku, an art form that's kept alive and well here on Delmarva by artist Robby Chin.
You are quite a purveyor of a very unique art form. Tell us a little bit about what this is and how you got into it in the first place.
Sure. So Gyotaku is a traditional Japanese art form. Started in the early 19th century, where fishermen went out, they brought rice paper with them and sumi ink, basically squid ink or cuttlefish ink, and they could paint directly on the fish, press it with paper, and just like all folks who enjoy fishing, it's like, you want to be able to show people, I caught a fish this big.
Yes.
So they found a way to do that before the common use of cameras.
With an extensive background in environmental science and farming, Robby saw the life cycle up close. From the beginning of an animal's life, often to the end, Robby grew a greater appreciation for life itself. So when he discovered Gyotaku while scrolling through social media, the art became a natural fit for how he likes to live his life.
I saw somebody painting on a fish, and my first initial thought was how incredibly wasteful. And then I saw them press with paper, it's beautiful painted impression, and then they rinse it off and turn it into like this beautiful plate of sashimi. And at that point I was like, I have to try this. Like, it aligns with my values of like growing, catching your food, knowing where your food comes from, like appreciating life, just being present, all of those things. And it made sense, and then I started to practice it, and then folks started asking me for it. So that's kind of that's how it all started, I suppose.
What I think is really interesting about this art form, Robby, is that it originated in Japan hundreds of years ago, and yet it feels like it embodies so much of a Delmarva way of life. I mean, here we are out at this beautiful location on the water. Fishing is such a big part of our culture and history. Farming is such a big part of our culture and history. That kind of conservation, no waste method. To see that all embodied in this art form, sort of it bridges seas and cultures and brings them together.
Yeah. The wild thing is, even though this art form started really half a world on the other side of the earth, some of those values are ubiquitous across cultures. And again, it's just, I feel like, to me, Gyotaku is the medium in which I can express experiences that, like I said, that just don't have a language to translate into. Like for me, it's like, it pays homage and some respect and some appreciation for like what's around you. Again, like you said, just the culture, what people do for a living. And I feel like for me, it's kind of like the intersection of like the past, the future. When you're out here, like you can reflect. For me, it's a way that I can help, like, again, just capture those experiences, appreciate a life, kind of immortalize it. I mean, shoot, after all, if I was a fish, like,
right?
Shoot, I want to go out like this. Y'all gonna remember me forever, And, it's all, like sometimes, you just, I think, encouraging people to get outside, experience the world around them, be present, be open to, making new connections or meeting new people, and adding on that creative component of like painting and like, that component is just as much of like preserving the life of the subject that you're painting and pressing as much as it is like self-preservation.
And of course, in order to paint a fish, you must first catch a fish.
I think we're getting a bite.
It looks a little bit like a bite, doesn't it?
We might be onto something. We're gonna do this thing.
All right, let's try it.
So, apparently this fish doesn't watch TV because this doesn't happen on television. friends. This is not staged. We did not pay this fish.
Well, what they don't realize is this rod has been sitting there. We've just been yapping and getting to know each other for a while.
It's been awesome. But yeah, I started working on a farm in town and really grew like a deep appreciation for food and what it took to put food on the plate. Right on.
Oh, look at him.
Good times. So actually, this is called a croaker, an Atlantic croaker, also known as a hardhead. The regulations on it, they've got to be 9 inches, but they're in the same family as drum, and they're actually really good bait fish. So the way I like to fish, I'll use this rod to catch my bait.
There you go.
And then I like to cast artificial lures and stuff, but this is how I catch my bait, and sometimes it works.
While this fish was too small to keep or paint, it was certainly a welcome surprise while filming. And back at his studio, Robby did have some fish prepared to show us his process.
And a trip to Robby's studio at Salisbury University is exactly where we're headed on the way to look at the process of Gyotaku up close. So stick around. Well, CoastLife, before the break, we introduced you to a local artist, Robby Chin, whose art form is called Gyotaku, which was a form of art that fishermen in Japan used to use to document their catch using squid ink. Nowadays, Robby uses a different type of ink to capture said catch, but it's the same method. So now we're going to take you to his studio at Salisbury University and get a closer look at the process of Gyotaku.
For local artist Robby Chin, the art form of Gyotaku honors a no-waste way of life, understanding the world around you, and appreciating nature and your own role in it, values and ways that Robby lives his own life. The process itself involves pressing rice paper carefully onto a painted fish and honoring your catch and its gift.
So I know we have our fish here, but kind of before we got to this stage, you were prepping him. What does that prep look like, and what does it do for you to be able to, create the prints that you do?
Sure. The main thing is, it's a time-sensitive process. I wouldn't do this if I couldn't eat it.
Right.
Right, so I want to keep it as fresh as possible. So from the moment that we catch it, this beautiful flounder was actually caught by Scale Gully Seafood.
Nice.
Out in West Ocean City in Berlin, and just out of Ocean City. So love supporting our local fishermen, and when I can, obviously I like to,
of course,
catch, paint, press, eat.
Sounds good to me, right?
What I do is I'll just splay it out. I'll kind of position it in a way where we can splay out the fins, kind of celebrate its entire posture and glory, and then I'll just give it a quick damp, take any excess slime or moisture off of it, and then prepare it for paint. And then once we get to that phase, I will paint directly onto the fish, press it with paper, and then you get a life-sized pressing.
I love that.
So in Japanese, gyo means fish, taku means rubbing or pressing, and I will paint it, press it, and I'll usually try and do that like 2 or 3 times before I rinse the fish off, and then either finish preparing it and then eat it.
Every time Robby makes a first print with a fish, it's a way to feel out the artistic process, the right amount of paint on the brush, which areas of the fish may need more or less paint for the next impression. He thinks of the first print as feedback.
That might be, I need to dilute the paint more with more water. It might be, I need more paint on a certain part of the fish.
Sure.
It might even be different things like variables such as the humidity and the temperature of the environment that I'm painting in. Fortunately today, we're in my lovely little workshop garage space in the Dave and Patsy Rommel Center for Entrepreneurship. That is owned by Salisbury University in downtown Salisbury, so it's like a nice controlled environment. But when I'm outside fishing, like say for example, the last time I did a Gyotaku of a flounder, I was in the back of my boat.
But as Robby mentioned, to create these prints, he likes to move fast, as it is a time-sensitive process.
How long typically does it take you to paint one of these? I mean, we're cruising right along here.
So this first, what I call like the initial phase, where you're getting your first pressing, I really try and keep it under 45 minutes if I can.
Sure.
So it's like, all right, we just pulled this thing out of the cooler.
Off we
Start
go.
the clock. We gotta move. We have to move.
Yep.
And so what I'll do is like I said, I'll paint it a couple times, paint it, press it, paint it, press it,
Okay.
and then go ahead and rinse it off, and then go and
And then it's
prepare it
dinner
for
time,
dinner.
yeah.
Right. And then after I get those, what I refer to as like initial pressings, we can let those hang and hang out until whenever I have the scheduling availability and attention span / emotional bandwidth to get back to them.
Once the paintings are dry, that's when Robby can go back in and add color or other detailed line work. Gyotaku isn't just a teacher in patience, it's also a tutor of imperfection.
Another thing that Gyotaku has really taught me is it's really helped me get over being a perfectionist. Quality, execution is very important to me, but it can also be, you can also become your own worst enemy.
It can absolutely tie you up, or it can shut you down for a while, and I'm not good at this. It can fill your head with doubts when you're too much of a perfectionist sometimes, especially in a space of art.
Once the fish is evenly painted to Robby's satisfaction, it's time for the next step.
Now, I'm gonna grab a pre-cut piece of paper, and then we'll go over it, and I kind of pretend like as if I had no idea what was on the other side of the paper. I'm trying to feel my way through the dark. And just like how we painted the edges of it very well, I'm gonna do the same, and I'm gonna
Get every
press
scale
feel the
and
edges of it
groove.
well.
Gotcha.
And the first time we do it will always tell me what I can do better the second time.
Once the rice paper is carefully placed, Robby gently presses the paper to the fish, feeling for all the grooves and texture changes until he's satisfied with the paper and pressure placement.
So, let's see how this flounder turned out. And that's our first flounder.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so that's pretty good. It turned out okay. So it
Nice.
kind of gives me an indication of how much paint we put on. Was it enough? Was it too much? Was there too much water on it? Did I press too hard in any particular areas? But then after this, I'll hang it up,
Okay.
let it dry.
Makes sense.
I'll do it a couple more times.
And
Fillet
then
the
you're
fish
good to
out,
go.
or eat it, or roast it whole.
Then Robby repeats this process until it's time to cook his catch.
That is incredible. I love the whole process that he takes you through, the way he makes the print, how he turns that into art. I've never seen anything like it.
Yes, and if you have never seen anything like it either, and you would like to, you can actually check out his work at the Art League of Ocean City. It's going to be there for the rest of the month of July. Highly recommend checking it out, and highly recommend chatting up Robby if you haven't had a chance. He was such a cool person to follow around for the day. He really was. So make sure you build some of that into your schedule. But we've got a little bit of CoastLife left for you. That's on the way.